Hello viewers, my name is Deborah Kiboma and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about the role of food in health, and our guest today is none other than Dr. Bharat Vyas. Welcome.
Thank you, Deborah.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Hello, viewers. My name is Dr. Bharat Vyas. I'm a consultant physician and I'm a specialist in cardiodiabetology. I studied in Manipal University, which is one of the best universities in India. Then I did my Doctor of Medicine from NTR Health University. Then I have done a couple of fellowships, one in Singapore National Hospital as a clinical cardiologist, and I'm also trained in Melaka Manipal Medical College as a clinical diabetologist.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's health?
Health, there is no particular definition for health. Absence of any disease is health, to put in general terms. But to put it more technically, homeostasis is health.
Yes.
Okay, homeostasis is the most important word everybody has to understand. Homeostasis means every organ in the body functioning in the way it has to function, which means everything in balance is homeostasis.
Yes.
Health not only pervades physical health, even mental health is important. Okay, so even in mental health, only when our emotions, when our thoughts, when they are in balance, that's our homeostasis. That's when we call a person healthy.
Most people usually think that food affects health physically, not mentally. Physically, and you've told us that it also affects human beings mentally. How does it affect mentally?
Yes, food affects us in every form actually. We are what we eat. This is one of the saying in Indian language. We are what we eat.
Yes.
Okay. So having a healthy meal is very important.
Okay.
And health affects the health, not only the physical health, even the mental health can be affected by food. Okay.
Yes.
The most important thing I'm telling you. Okay, I'll do it again.
Okay.
When we look at our ancestors, like our grandparents, or our great grandparents, they were healthier than us. See, they don't have this many diseases what we are having right now. So what changed from our say about 3-4 generations back and now? What changed? The single most important thing that has changed is consumption of salt.
Okay.
Our ancestors never ate the amounts of salt what we eat now. Especially if we take Kenya only, not other countries, Kenya only.
Okay.
Kenya is a place of mountains, hills, forests. Where do you get salt? In hills, mountains and forests without transport. You don't get, you see. So our ancestors never consumed the amount of salt what we are consuming. So that is the single most important thing diet wise which changed. Okay. And second most important thing I'm telling you, oil, usage of oil. Even to produce oil, you have to have crops. Okay. Especially the groundnut oil or sunflower oil. All these groundnuts, maybe agriculture of groundnuts is there in Kenya, but where is the sunflower, which we are regularly using? There is no sunflower in Kenya.
No,
so it has to be imported.
Yes.
So what happened is our normal habits, the normal way of eating food has changed over the years.
Our lifestyle.
Our lifestyle has changed.
Mostly with salt. At this generation, it's hard to convince someone that you can eat without salt.
Nobody can eat.
You cannot eat without
Nobody
salt.
can eat without salt.
So salt is used as a flavor in food.
Yes, but you can reduce it. You see, okay.
Yes.
In my culture, in Indian culture, there is something called Satvika, Raja, and Tamo.
Okay.
These are three types of foods. In Satvik food, which is supposed to be the healthiest of all, which is eaten by the intellectual class, the Brahmin class. Okay. In Satvik food, there is no salt.
Yes.
Okay. Then there is something called Rajasa. Rajasa means the food eaten by kings. Okay.
Yes.
It has salt. Okay.
Yes.
And Tamo means the food eaten by the working class.
Okay.
Again, Tamo food.
The working class.
Yeah, the working class people. In Tamo food also there is no salt.
Yeah.
In Rajasa food there is salt. Okay. So kings, military, these people are supposed to be warriors. They are bred for battle.
Yeah.
Okay, they are supposed to be ferocious.
Yes.
So it is said that because of that Rajasa food, they acquired those abilities.
Yeah.
Whereas Satvika food, like the Brahmin class, who is the intellectual class, they are supposed to be known for. They are known for their austerity.
Yeah.
They are not supposed to have any material wealth. They are supposed to live like saints.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Of course, not all Brahmins are saints.
Yeah.
There will be some idiots in that. But thing is that this is a nice way of classifying the food that we eat. And again, the old saying, "We are what we eat."
Yes.
Yeah.
We are what we eat. What you eat is what you become otherwise. Yes. You want to be... No, there's a saying that when you eat a lot, you become fat.
Yes.
Most of us eat a lot, but we don't become fat.
It is that's what food alone doesn't make you fat.
Yeah.
The type of the body, the genes, what you have got, that's what makes you fat.
But there are these types of food that can make you fat.
Yes. Especially
oily foods.
Yes, your chips. Yeah.
Chips, kuku.
Kuku is okay.
We love chips, kuku, by the way.
Okay, but chips is not a Kenyan food. Chips is brought by English.
Yeah.
It is not a Kenyan food.
We had the sweet potatoes. I don't know if it's called sweet potatoes, but we never knew it can come out. We can chop them to chips, into chips.
Thing is that chips are an Irish invention. They were brought to Kenya
Irish potatoes.
Okay, yes. They were brought by the English. Okay.
Yeah.
Chips originated in the West. It is not Kenyan national food. When you eat the natural food which is eaten by your grandfathers and grandmothers, you will be healthy.
Yeah. There is this type of food called maraboni in my Amaraboni in Ekimsi language. In Kisi language, we call it Amaraboni. Okay. In English, we call it potatoes.
Okay.
This food is sweet.
Okay.
It's healthy to take it mostly in the morning with a cup of porridge or a cup of uji when you say it in Kiswahili.
Okay.
Yeah, it's sweet too.
It's what we call sweet potato. The sweet potato in the sense it looks pinkish in color.
Yeah. It's pinkish.
Yeah, that's very healthy. That's very healthy. It's healthier than potato actually.
Yeah.
In fact, in India, for newborn babies who are just weaning off from the mother's milk, this we call it sweet potato actually.
Yeah.
We boil it and we give it to the children.
Okay.
With the ghee.
When we were young, we used to think that when you take the potatoes, they come up to the toes, so you cannot be able to walk. When you take them, ukizikula mingi sana, they will come to your knees and you won't be able to walk.
No. Sweet potatoes.
It's a belief. It's a belief.
Yeah. Sweet potatoes are really good. And again, when it comes to nutrition, a balanced diet is what a person requires to be healthy.
Yeah.
Balanced diet means it has to have right proportions.
Yeah.
Okay. There are macronutrients and micronutrients. Okay. Macronutrients are the ones which we eat in larger quantity.
Yeah.
Whereas micronutrients which we take in lesser quantity. Okay.
Yes.
When it comes to macronutrients, broadly you can divide it into carbohydrates.
Yeah.
Protein, fat.
Yes.
An ideal diet, any ideal diet, usually have something around 50 to 65% of carbohydrates, 20 to 25% of protein, and 10% of fat. This is an ideal diet. Okay.
Yes.
And then comes micronutrients. Micronutrients are your vitamins, then your minerals. Okay. In vitamins we have A, B, C, D, E, K. Okay, A, B, C, D, E, K. Okay, these are vitamins which are present in smaller quantities in the food. And minerals, we need iron, we need calcium, we need magnesium, we need very small quantities of selenium, chromium, vanadium. Okay, these are all the micronutrients. And we need electrolytes. Electrolytes are sodium, potassium, and chloride. Okay, sodium we get from the salt what we eat. Okay, but it is interesting to tell you that we don't need to add extra salt. Whatever our natural diets have, that is sufficient for our survival. We don't need to eat more salt.
Yes.
By eating more salt, we only simply elevate our blood pressure. No good thing happens because of the salt. Okay. My professor is actually one of is a recipient of second highest civilian honor in India. It's called Padma Vibhushan. Okay, his name is Dr. B.M. Hegde. He's a very well-known cardiologist all through the world. He was my mentor. He was my teacher.
Yeah.
He always used to say, "Healthy. There is nothing like a perfect healthy diet. What your grandfathers and grandmothers ate, that is good for you." Okay.
Yes.
You see, I am a South Indian. I have my own preferences. I eat a lot of chili. Okay, but I am used to it. My genes are made for that.
Yeah.
Okay, that kind of food. The kind of spicy and chili food we eat. Some people in Kenya, they can't even put in their mouth.
Okay. Chili. By the way, I only see videos on YouTube. A lot of Indians like those chili pili pili. We call it pili pili.
Okay, yeah.
So the pili pili, I can't take that.
I mean, we are used to that. Okay,
yes.
But our diet is balanced in such a way that all South Indian meals they end in yogurt.
Okay.
Okay, if you don't eat yogurt, the meal is not finished.
Wow.
Okay.
I think I should go there taking yogurt every day.
Okay. Every South Indian meal, whether it is morning or evening, okay, whether it is lunch or dinner, it always finishes with yogurt. And there is a wisdom behind that. Because we South Indians, we tend to eat a lot of chili.
Yeah.
Because that is required in our hot environment.
Yeah.
Okay. So we are required to eat a lot of chili. At the same time, we wash it down with yogurt.
To cool
so it is balanced.
Oh.
It is balanced.
Yes.
So we have to go by our own natives. Okay, our grandfathers and grandmothers, what they eat.
Yeah.
We have to follow that diet. Okay, and we should not go for these processed foods. These processed foods are really bad. There is a what you call blast of cancer related diseases that are happening in the world.
Yes.
There's a blast of metabolic diseases like diabetes, hypertension, hypothyroidism, depression. All these things are happening nowadays in the world. All these things are happening because of these processed foods.
Yeah.
Okay, all processed foods are bad.
Yeah.
Anything and everything fresh is good.
Yes.
I'll tell you one interesting story. One of my friend who is a liver transplant specialist came to visit me to Kenya.
Okay.
When he went back, what he took with him? He took avocados and passion fruit.
Wow.
Avocados grow like even roadside they grow. You don't need to specially plant avocado plantation in Kenya. Okay. But thing is that people they don't eat it much.
Yeah, we don't like it.
Yes.
Much.
But I love avocado. When my wife was here, she was drinking avocado juice every day. She used to tell me that it is very good for skin.
Yeah.
See?
Wow. It's sweet anyway.
And even passion fruit. During Corona pandemic, I treated hundreds of cases of Corona. In fact, by today, I think my count has reached already 850 cases of Corona I have treated.
Yeah.
And in fact, I am the only practitioner in Kisi, private practitioner in Kisi, who is treating Corona patients, especially severely ill Corona patients.
Okay.
No ICU takes Corona patients. I have a special ICU for Corona patients. Despite getting facing the Corona patients on day-to-day basis, I never got Corona. Do you know why? I eat oranges and passion fruit every day.
Wow. Things that we feel can hurt us.
Yeah.
Yes.
In fact, my breakfast is only fruits.
Wow.
I eat only fruits. A big plate of fruits I eat. Apples, oranges, passion fruit, bananas, whatever I get. You see, you may not get everything here, but whatever I get, I eat them, and my breakfast is only fruits.
The people who believe that balanced diet is for rich people, mostly because they
No.
No.
Balanced diet is for everybody. Whatever you get locally, whatever is natural, whatever is not processed, that is good enough.
But there's this person that doesn't have anything and takes, let's say, ugali at supper, and this ugali remains. He takes the same ugali in the morning. It's called kiporo in Kiswahili. Then lunchtime, maybe you won't take it. Then supper, maybe you won't get anything. So ugali beans, ugali skuma, only ugali. This person
He can get avocados, na?
Avocados. You cannot take avocados every time.
Not
Morning,
every time.
lunch, evening, you'll get
See,
tired.
I'll tell you one nice dish. This is a Mexican dish. It's called guacamole. Okay, it's nothing but avocado crushed out. I mean, this thing avocado paste. You take out the avocado, whatever it is.
Yes.
And you mix it with tomatoes, onions, cilantro. If you, we don't get cilantro here, so you mix coriander.
Okay.
And this thing, some cumin powder.
Yeah.
That's all.
Wow.
And with lemon juice and salt.
Okay.
This is not costly for an average Kenyan.
Yeah, avocado is just 20 bob. Yeah.
Yeah. This is not costly. This is balanced. You see, it's very nutritious and filling.
It's only that many people don't believe that rich people can take avocado.
No, that's not true.
They believe they take nice things like
avocado is actually a rich man's fruit in India.
Wow.